Hello, in this session I'm going to show you how to create a mobile application on top of AuraPlayer and on create sales order flow. So let's go to AuraPlayer, go to applications and click on the plus sign to create new application. Let's name the application demo create sales order. Now you can see there's a few types of application here. There's a standard single page application or progressive web app, but we'll start with standard in development and then we can change the type of the application. Now let's go and create the pages. In the application we will have login page, we will have also orders list page and new order page. And let's go and click next. Now we will focus on the design of application. We have three predefined themes. We can select any of them and we can adjust any part of the theme. So let me select this theme. The default look and feel would be gradient with this table and those fields, but we can adjust it in any part of it. So if I'll go to the page, I can make it not gradient, or I can select a background image. Let's go and select order background image. I can adjust the opacity of that background image and I can change all the colors, make the buttons round and not flat, and all the types and fields of the flow. For example, let's make it also round the corners and any part of the form. Also the hamburger menu, we can change here the menu, make it orders. Size of the logo, we can of course replace the logo, etc. Every type of the form of the page we can adjust manually or write it in a CSS. Let's save it and go back to the application. Once we're done with the design, either do it manually in our wizard or by replacing CSS. Now we're going to create the page of new order. We're going to use the service that create new order and this page. So let me first change the title, either have new order add space or just keep order. Let's select in the fields from the service that we want to call. So let's select here create order and select the fields that would be on the page. So I selected all the input fields except for the login. We can have default values or we can keep them empty. We have here the field, the labels, that we can change them, and we can change the type of the fields. By default there would be text or password, depends on the field type, but we can also set them to other types. For example, the quantity, I can validate that it would be number, and the date, so we will have a selector. So we'll have date. We can either have date or daytime or just time, and let's make it to be this type, and we can set the default to be the current date. So every day it's going to be the day that the form was opened. And let's go next to the next page. And now I should have add events to that page. The events that I should add are, let's go either button or table click or function keys or on load. So let's add a button that would be called create. We can select an icon for that button. That could be either one of those icons or more. And we can attach action to that event, to that button. It could be either calling a web service that we created, and that's what we want to do, navigate to a different page, or call custom function, and custom function is JavaScript. So let's execute a service, and the service would be create order. And on success, I would want to pop up a message that would say order was created, and navigate to orders list page. And on failure, I want to show the pop-up messages that would be on that page. Let's click OK. And let's go to the next page, and that's it. Now we've created the application. Let's check the application that we created right now. I'll click on Run. At the top, you will have the URL of the application that I can send to my users. We can see how it's going to look on mobile. So if I click on Developer Tools, that will show us how the application looks on mobile devices. Now, let's enter my username and password. If I would not enter, then it would require me to enter the password. So let's log in. And now we'll see the list of all orders. And I can also filter the orders by their number. So if I'll enter 76, it will show only the orders that start with 76. Now let's go and create a new order. I'll click on new order. And here we have some default values that we previously created. And we can change the order number by arrows up and down. We can change the order item or the customer. And if I click on request date, it would open date picker. Click OK. And I'll click on create. When we'll click on create, it will go call our web service, create that order, and would return with the message that the order was created. Now, if we want to see that order, let's go here. Now in this page, we'll get all the new orders that are on that application. I'll filter it, and we'll see that this is the new order that we just created.